Hi everyone. Algebra 2, 2-5 graphing special functions. We are going to talk about these topics. Okay, graph this, identify the domain. We call these kind of function as piecewise function. We have two different functions. So we call that piecewise function. Graph it. How do you graph it? Here's the answer here, but let's say you're trying to graph it. Here's what I recommend you to do when you try to do a piecewise function. So if you look at the top equation, it's y equal to x minus 1. Y equal to x minus 1. So just graph that. So I will say y-axis here, x-axis here. Y-intercept is minus 1. So y-intercept is minus 1. Slope is in front of x coefficient, nothing there, which means it's 1. 1 is exactly same as 1 over 1, rise over run. So starting from here, rise is 1, positive 1. So you go up 1. Run is positive 1, you go right by 1. Positive is right in x-axis. So you got a point. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So you got the idea. You have straight line like that. So that's the entire line. But when you look at the constraint, x is less than equal to 3. X equal to 3 is right here. That's x equal to 3. Less than equal to 3 means you take a left-hand side. What does that mean? You're dumping right-hand side. So right-hand side, get rid of it. Dump the right-hand side. X is less than equal to 3. So equal sign means you want to include that endpoint. So you make a solid dot. Okay? We took care of this top function. Now look at the bottom function. Y equal to minus 1. So you got y equal to minus 1. So if you look at it, y equal to minus 1 is a horizontal line. So this is the horizontal line right here. Y equal to minus 1. If you graph it, you have the entire line here. But if you look at it, x is greater than 3. You're not drawing the entire line here. You're only taking x is greater than 3. So 3 here greater. So you only keep this horizontal line and you're dumping this left-hand side. And there's no equal sign, so keep that as a empty dot. So that's how you graph it. And here is a completion of the graph. And domain, if you look at it, it covers everywhere on the left, everywhere on the right. And you see, is there a function value at x equal to 3? Yes. So it basically covers everywhere. Domain should be all real number. So domain is all real number. Domain is all real number, which is minus infinity to infinity in interval notation. Range. So if you see this, it keeps going down forever. It covers it down forever, all the way down. And as high as it can cover is top here. So it should be minus infinity to highest it can go is 2, it's a solid dot. That will be the range, or y is less than equal to 2. Some of my students say, well, what about this hole? Well, that is a hole, but there's a solid dot, solid dot, solid dot, a whole bunch of solid dots here. So that hole get covered. So there's no hole here. So it covers by a certain other point, then yes, it's all covered. So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, you should pause this and try. Pause this and try. Okay, so you got this, Beautiful. You got domain and range. Fantastic. Write a piecewise defined function shown in the graph. Okay, so we are going opposite direction. I gave you graph, and you're finding equation of it. So if you look at this line, straight line, y-intercept is 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 4. Y-intercept is minus 4. So you got y equal to mx plus b, y-intercept is minus 4. All you have to find is slope. Well, from this point to this point, you got up 1, right 1. Up 1 is a positive 1. Right 1 is also positive 1. So it's y equal to x minus 4. 1 over 1 is 1. 1 we don't have to write. So this equation is this line, but we don't have entire line. We cut it x equal to 2 right here. And we're only taking left side of x equal to 2, so that should be x is less than 2. Why not equal sign here? Because this is empty dot. So x is less than 2, so that will be one portion of a piecewise function. If you look at this graph, that's a horizontal line. So we can say y equal to 1. Okay, so we can say y equal to 1. But we are only taking right side of x equal to 2. So if x is greater than or equal to 2, because we have solid dot, we have to do equal sign. That will be answer for piecewise function. Okay, so you should pause the video. Try it, please. Okay. If you get this, you are in very good shape. Pattern function of the absolute value function. So absolute value is we denote as like absolute value of x, and we can say f of x equal to x if x is greater than 0. Okay? If x is greater than or equal to 0, just y equal to x. If x is less than or equal to 0, less than 0, y equal to minus x. And if x equal to 0, that's just 0. That is just definition of absolute value. So usually they can include 0 either this end or this end. So usually they say f of x is absolute value of x, that they can say this is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and minus x if x is less than 0. They can attach 0 to either here or either here. Well, you might say, well, why did you attach it equal to 0 here? Can you attach x equal to 0 and minus x? Yes, you can do that. X is less than or equal to 0. X here, x is greater than 0. That's okay. That's okay. This is okay. Okay? So absolute value of x, it look like a V shape. You go one right, one up, one left, one up, and that's the basic shape. So when I ask you, graph y equal to absolute value of x plus 1, one way is you build a table, just fill up x value as a random value, starting from 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, plug it in, get the y value, plug it in, get the y value. You can do that. You can build all the table, then plot point, plot point, plot point. So we got 7 points here, plot, 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 and connect them. You can do that. Or if you know absolute value of x is a V shape here, all we did is we move up by 1. Then you know you can easily shift this graph up by 1 and right there. Okay. Identify domain and range. Domain, as you can see, goes forever to the left, goes forever to the right, covers everywhere. So domain should be a real number, which means minus infinity to infinity. Range means as low as you can go is 1 and infinity. So range can be 1 comma infinity. This has to be bracket, okay, because this is solid. 1 infinity or y is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, you should try this. So we gave you graph, and you're trying to figure out what's the equation. Well, as you already know, V shape start from right here. So if you look at, we went to the right by 1, down by 1. Right by 1, down by 1. So y equal to absolute value of x. If you go right by 1, it should look like this. That's a right by 1. You remember? X has to see the number, and x, it has to go opposite direction. Right is actually minus 1. Down by 1, you do here minus 1. X cannot see, it should be minus 1 outside. Okay? So given this, you got this. I mean, if calculator is available, I mean, you could have graphed this, compare. You could have graphed this using calculator, compare. Then once you get to B, for this question, you will get to see, okay, that should be the correct one. But my question is, can you do it without graphing calculator? Okay, that was all.